Hi all, so welcome to this channel, and in today's video session I'll discuss SQL Trigger update, compare old and new values in DB2 IBM AS400. So basically in this video session I'll discuss how we can create a update trigger and we can compare old and new values when we are updating any record or column in a file. So let's start with the demo. So let me tell you, I have already explained these points in my previous video where I described about the trigger concept, and you can check it here on my channel, that is introduction to SQL triggers using create trigger syntax in IBM DB2 AS400. So basically you can check this video for all this explanation. So we will going to use this transition variables transition table thing, which is optional in the create trigger thing. So let's see this thing, this program, trigger program. So basically what I am doing here, I am creating or replacing, create or replace trigger. I can still use create trigger. So I'm using create or replace just because if any trigger with this name already exists, that would get updated or replaced with this, else you won't be able to create the trigger again. Now you can see this name is longer than 10 characters, so a system will generate the specific name for this, and the trigger with this name will be associated with the file on which it is going to be added. So here you can see I'm creating a trigger named update underscore student and applying after update. So it's basically after is um, trigger time, activation time. Let me tell you from here. So create trigger activation time, either before, after, or instead of. And trigger event is insert, update, or delete. We can use or keyword as well, where we can merge to insert or update, or delete, or insert or delete thing in a once. And then the triggered granularity, trigger mode, and trigger action. So let's see this one. So here you can see that the time, activation time is after. So once that row gets updated, that column gets updated, only then the result, the trigger gets fired. So after update, so the event is either insert, delete, or update. So the event here is update. So after update on this file trgpf1, let me show you this file trgpf1. So this file has two records having roll number, name, and college field. And then now I am using the referencing clause, which will basically used for referencing the values of columns. So here I am using the correlation here, new and old, for new row or the old row before update or after update. So I'm referencing new row as new and old row as old. So this is basically I'm using referencing to get that column values, new or old values of the column during the update operation on that PF. And I'm giving a correlation name to those rows. For new row it is new, and for old row it is old. So you can give any name here. It could be N, it could be O, it could be anything which you want. So after that I'm using the granularity level to the for each row, and mode would be DB2 row. So this trigger gets fired or activated or invoked on each row gets updated. So if there are more than one rows updated, so this trigger gets fired every time a row gets updated. So here that's why I use for each row, and mode is DB2 row. So the mode could be DB2 row or DB2 SQL. So for DB2 SQL, where then we need to use for each statement, and mode DB2 SQL. But here we are using for each row, so mode would be DB2 row, so that on every row update the trigger gets fired. Now we can see that I have used when clause. So in when clause I am referencing that field column college from this file trgpf1. So new dot college, that is what I told you earlier, that I have used correlation new and old. New dot college is not equal to old dot college. If this is true, means if the value is changed, is updated, then only this thing would get fired. So the action would be happened only on this condition, if this condition gets true. So this will basically update this count of a student in trigger pf2. So let's check that file too. So the current count is 3, and these have values college 1 and college 2. Now let's create this trigger. So for creating this trigger, I am using the run SQL statement command. So the physical file, source physical file is this. Trigger 5, commitment control is none, and let's debug. View set that as star source. Just debug this. So before debugging this, let's check the name work object. This, so the program object was upd 80 which is of attribute cle. So SQL trigger update underscore student. So since the name was longer than 10 characters, so that's why system generated unique name for that trigger program by its own, because we have not used a specific keyword as well. That's what we can use everywhere in the procedure in the as well. So let's debug this source. So the program name is this. Just press enter. Let's wait. Just now set the breakpoint at line number 1. Now just go to SQL. Just update. So update trgpf1. And library is easy class 1. Now just press enter and then update anything. So let's I'm updating college details. So clg2 would become college 2. So where roll number would be 2. So once I press enter, you can see the trigger gets fired. So it means this is an after trigger, so the file would get updated. Let's check. You can see the file field college gets updated to college 2, and then after update on that trigger pf1, this trigger gets fired. Now just come to this line, just press F10, and now you'll see new dot college is college2 and old dot college is clg2. So we can see that we are able to reference the new and the old value for the college or for the column uh, on an update trigger, after update trigger. And if it is not equal to, new value is not equal to old value for the college column, then this section would get triggered. So this will basically increase the count. So let's see what's the exact count now. It's 3. Just press F10. Now let's check now. It's 4. So this query gets triggered and it updated the count in the trgpf2. Now let's say update with the same details, because college 2 is already there, so let's update with the same details. So we'll see the same details here. Now here in this thing you can see college 2, new value is college 2 and the old value is still college 2. So this section would not get triggered. So you can see that this section is skipped now because the condition is not met in the when section. So begin and end is skipped. So let's say if I update roll number, let's update name to Destiny, where roll number is 2. So still we can see it's 4. Let's see, it's, you can see the name is updated and the college name is also updated, but the college name was updated to the same value what it was in the old value. So you can see the new value and the old value for the college, because we are only checking the college value here. So we are not focusing on any particular column here. The whole row or all the columns of this table are considered in this picture. So in case any value gets updated or any column gets updated in that file, then this trigger would get fired, because we have applied the trigger on that file on after update. So there is no such column mentioned. So any column could be there, but here in this logic we are only checking for college value. You can also check for this one, and also for name or for roll number, whatever you are updating, you can check for every column using new dot name or new dot old dot name. So you can reference to each column value in this SQL Trigger program, and you can then execute this like so. Just do end debug. So this is what I'm to mention here. So now you have seen the demo that how you can compare the old and new values in the SQL update trigger in DB2 IBM AS400. So that's all in this video. Thank you and have a nice time.